it's Ange. Today is a soap making day. Yay! I am running out of soap and I have applied for a couple more markets this spring and summer. And so I need to get busy and make some more soap. So we are going to do that today. It takes about a month for the soap to cure. So it's time to get busy and make some. It's March and I want to get this soap ready for the markets, and so we need to get going. So without further ado, let's get soap making, and I'll get ready and organized and show you everything that you need to make your own soap. I have everything out that you need to make soap. So you're gonna need a spatula, you're gonna need some sort of blender, you're gonna need a bucket or a bowl to mix it in, gloves, glasses for protection, and then you don't necessarily need distilled water, but I had distilled water on hand. You can use regular tap water or filtered water. Then you're gonna need your lye crystals. I've measured those out. Some of my products are organic, some of them aren't. I just happen to have organic coconut oil, so I've got that organized. My shea butter, that's been measured out, my olive oil, and my castor oil. And then I've got my trays ready to go. And I place them on a cookie tray for easy maneuverability. And when I'm done, I'm going to put a cutting board that fits over top, and then a towel to keep the soap warm. That's a very important step. You need to sort of insulate your soap while it's curing. So I will get that organized after. So I am going to make a double batch. So I have a second set of ingredients, I'm going to make 4 trays, and my soap recipe doubled. A single soap recipe makes 1 of these. Doubled makes 2 of these. So I have doubled everything. So I've got all my ingredients over here to mix up. So all right, you guys. So for the first soap recipe, it is just going to be my basic soap recipe. Let me grab the soap. It is just a very basic hard bar of olive oil, shea butter, and castor oil soap. Nothing too crazy there. But it makes a really nice hard bar, and it lathers, and then that's my little paper slip I put around it when I sell it. So let me grab my bucket. Give it a little wipe, make sure it's clean from the last time I soaped. You can have a little bit of vinegar on hand in case you splatter the lye on you. That will neutralize should neutralize the effects of the lye. But you just want to be very careful. Okay, so the next thing I'm going to do is get my glasses, and I'm hoping that they'll go over my glasses just for a little extra added protection. Have some soap on them, give them a little clean. They're not quite gonna work. A little bit. I'm sure I look really dorky. Okay, actually it's really hard to see because it's double. So I have glasses on. I've done it before. It'll be okay. Okay, so, but gloves. Oh, and my apron. Okay, so when you are making soap, you always add the lye to the water, and I am doing a whole like 1-step process here. Everything's going in the bucket. I used to do it where I get my lye and my water to the right temperature, 115 degrees or so, 110 degrees, everything was the same, and then I would add everything. But now I just add everything into the bucket and mix it up. So put my gloves on. When you are making soap, it is very important that you always add the lye to the water. So water first in your bucket, and do it in a well-ventilated area. My kitchen's pretty ventilated, so, and then sprinkle these in slowly. That's what I do anyway. And you're gonna get like a fume off of them. The other thing is with your, I can smell it right now. It's quite potent. The other thing you want to do is with any things that you use for soap, they just stay strictly soap making. So this plastic cup now, I can use for making soap. I just wanted to clean off my spatula. It's been a while since I've made soap, but. So I'm gonna mix this until all the lye is dissolved. I don't know if you can see the fume coming off. And what I should do is just for a little buffer, the lye does get hot. I don't know if you can see it. I'm just gonna put actually a little board underneath so it doesn't wreck my count, in case it did. So the first soap I'm making is just the basic one, and then the next one that we're gonna make after this will be a cocoa coffee one. I'm gonna try that. Never done that before. So well-ventilated area. Lye to water. Mix well. And the other thing I like to do is I like to have all my ingredients ready to go because it kind of starts to go, oh, see, I just splattered. So it's a good thing that I didn't, I'm wearing gloves. I don't want to splatter. I wish I had my thermometer. I could tell you how hot this gets. It's like 200 and something degrees. It's pretty hot. Hi, Scout. Okay, so I've measured out my everything. So let's start dumping things straight into the bucket. So here's my olive oil. My coconut oil. Now I did pre-melt this in the microwave for about a minute. Solid, it looks like that. And the reason is just so that it incorporates quicker into the into the soap. So then I've got that guy. I will list all of my ingredients and instructions in the video for you to make your own and share with your friends, family, sell at markets, whatever you guys want to do. This soap is a little pricey with the shea butter. And I'm going to find you guys another one, and my plan is to make another one with just, more simple recipes. So there you go. There's that. Shea butter. Now, let's get this in here. I did melt this in the microwave too for a minute just to make it a little bit softer as well, so it melts and incorporates well into the, just so it doesn't take forever to melt in the bucket. Go. You want to get all of that. It's expensive. This one is a little on the pricey side with the shea butter, but it makes such a nice soap. I can't even begin to tell you, like, it's a nice, because it's a harder butter, it makes your soap hard and lasts nice and long in the shower. I mean, don't ever leave your soap just sitting in the water when you're showering, or else it will deteriorate quickly. But okay. And the last thing I'm going to add in is the castor oil. If I can get it without it slipping out of my hand. I was going to make the same one that we had done before, but I thought that's kind of lame. Like, why would I make the same thing? You guys probably want to see something different, or you'd like to. So I decided that this one will be... I'll do the coffee and cocoa, and I didn't have any honey. I don't have any honey on hand anyway, so I did want to do the ginger honey, but I'll just do that one on the side another day. So now I'm just mixing the soap, mixing all the ingredients together, and trying to melt the shea butter so that it's all liquid. So right now, I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can see that. It's just little clumps. And I'm just kind of squishing the clumps and making them into, you know, making it all liquid. So maybe the next batch I'll try and I'll just melt the shea butter a little bit more in the microwave. I only did it for a minute. I'm just gonna, you know, stir these so they mostly get all melted, and then we're gonna get out the stick blender that I mentioned before is, you know, only used for stick blending soap because it's still caustic. You don't want it on your hands. You don't want it in your other foods. So any utensils, tools you use, make them for soap only. Okay. So it's almost all there. I'm gonna get the camera and I'm gonna show you what it looks like. And then I will try to raise it up so that you can see what it looks like when I'm blending to trace. Okay. So let's get the gloves back on. And then let's rev up the little stick blender that's sadly on its last legs. I don't know how much more soap I'm gonna be making with it before I have to buy a new one. Oh, it sounds so sad and so loud when it's going. Okay, this is definitely when you want, you know, to make sure that you've got your protection on because it could blow up. Okay, so everything's nicely melted in there. And I have to hold this to keep it going. And we're just gonna blend, and maybe it takes like 5 minutes. And you can see as soon as I start to blend, it starts to like mix and change colors. This is what we're looking for. And right now it's just really watery, but eventually it's called trace and it thickens up. And then we'll see those lines on the soap. But right now it's just water and it just disappears. So we gotta keep mixing. They say that you can do this by hand, but I wouldn't. It would take a really long time. I can see that it's slowly starting to leave a trace, so we're gonna keep blending till I'm happy with the amount of trace that it's leaving on top. Again, we're getting there. Slowly, I want it to be a little bit thicker. You can see it's getting thicker because it's sort of whirlpooling and, you know, leaving its shape there. Okay, so this is getting pretty good. A little bit more. I'd say that's pretty good. When it lands on it, it's leaving, you know, a trace on top. couple more for good measure. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that. It's getting thicker. It's thickened up. It's leaving a trace on top. You know, it's not sinking in right away. So we're gonna do that. I'm going to put this guy here for a second. Don't fall off the counter. Bring 2 soap trays. Let's bring this guy over. Okay. Now, I'm going to put half in one and half in the other. Okay, got my spatula. And then what I like to do is just take them out and give them a little tap. Try and get any air bubbles and even out the tops. So you can leave them just like this, or you know, I could come back. I don't know if it'll do it right now. It's not quite thick enough. I could come back and I could make, you know, a little design on the top of the soap if I wanted to, but sometimes I just leave them like this. Okay, I'm gonna move these out of the way. I'm gonna clean up my bucket. I'm gonna melt my soaps and we're gonna get ready for I'm gonna clean up my bucket. I'm going to melt my soaps for the next one and get out the cocoa powder and the and my coffee grounds, and then we will start the next batch. Okay, stay tuned. Okay, everyone, I am ready to go. So for this one, I'm gonna do the view pointing down on the bucket so you can see, hopefully, what's going on in the bucket. I've got my Friars cocoa and my fresh coffee grinds. So that's what's going in this one now. So, but first, we are going to get our gloves on. I love making soap. Soap, your own soap, is just so healthy for you. I don't know if anyone's been using the Yuka app. Let me know if you use the Yuka app. That app is amazing. It gives you out of 0 to 100, how healthy is the product for you that you're putting on your body. So we use it a lot for more like shampoos and you know, lotions and stuff like that, so that I know, you know, we just know, is it good for you or is it not good for you? Because there's so many things out there these days that are bad for you, bad for your skin. And, you know, it goes right through your skin into your body. So you really should be careful what you're putting on. So when you make something, it's like anything, baking, cooking, making your own cosmetic type products or body products, you know what's in them, right? When you make them. So this one is the water. And again, it's a double batch. So there's the water. And then I've measured out the lye. And again, we're gonna make sure that we just kind of sprinkle it in lightly. I kind of step back, I let it do its thing. Give it a little mix. Whew. It is quite potent. Well ventilated area. I think there might have been some soap left, obviously, in my bucket because I just wiped it out with paper towel. But I can see it's a little soapy, but that's okay, I think. Okay, maybe you can see it kind of steaming there. This is hot. Don't get it on now. Okay, next thing we're gonna add is the olive oil. Okay. Scoop out all that olive oil. Get every last drop. Okay, olive oil, done. Coconut oil, I melted that down too, so there you go, coconut oil. So yeah, I mean, if you guys make your own products or if you're just getting into it, and you've been making some, let me know what you make. I would love to know what you guys make to put on your bodies that keep you healthy, and not, you know, putting cancer-causing agents of lots of other products on you. I've tried to, I mean, I use just on my face, I just use a CBD oil with some tea tree and lavender, eucalyptus, sea buckthorn oil mixed in. I try to keep my skincare and, you know, body care pretty basic without, you know, putting lots of chemicals on me. Okay, I melted the shea butter, so let's get that in. That should kind of break down and melt in easier now as well. Oops, I just made a mess. To quickly wipe that up, but I just splattered shea butter on my kitchen floor. Surprised my puppy didn't come over here to clean it up. Okay, there's that. I'm gonna have to wipe that. I don't want to slip it in. Okay. And then the castor oil is my last oil to add in. And then we'll mix this all up. And then sort of when we're very close to where I want it for trace, we'll add in the cocoa powder and the coffee grinds and make it like a cocoa body scrub soap. I think that'll be good. Okay. So then this, we just want to keep mixing and break it up into small chunks and melt it down into the lye water with everything else. I'm just kind of smushing it against the sides. Stirring it in, try to incorporate it. It melts down fairly quickly because again, this lye water is still pretty warm. So yeah, whenever you're adding your other ingredients to make a type of soap, add them closest to the end. That's where you want to add them. You want to add them when everything's like almost ready to be, when you almost reach the trace that you want. Mine could, trace last time was probably a little thick, but I'm looking at the soap and it's fine. I always seem to go a little bit longer or thicker than I think I should, but it always seems to work out. Okay, so we are going to go back to blending. So I've got my blender here. And quite liquidy. Everything's just sort of dropping in, but I'm gonna give it a little bit more and then I'm gonna add in that and then we'll bring it to trace. Okay, I don't want to go too far because I don't want it to be too thick before I add my other ingredients in here. So I'm going to just do I don't really know how much to do. I think I'm going to start small and then we'll work up to, you know, I can always add in, but you can't take out. So start small and see how it goes from there. Just going to cover those up. I do not want any soap in there. Gloves back on. We'll see how this looks. Okay. Oh, it's slippery now. Okay. I'm just gonna try to mix it around a little bit too, just so it's. Whoa. Trying to get everything mixed in without making too much of a mess here. I might add a little bit more coffee, but I don't want it to be so abrasive that it hurts people. But I like the color of the chocolate. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna add in a little bit more coffee. Just a touch. Thought about doing a full scoop to begin with, but so there's the rest of it. Okay, we'll see. And we won't know for a month because I can't use it for a month until it's all cured up. Okay, just give it a little mix. I think that's pretty good. One scoop, one coffee scoop. Okay, I'm pretty happy with the trace. Pretty happy with the amount of coffee that I put in there. So I'm gonna get my trays. My last two trays. Oops, that's okay. Separate them out. Make sure you scoop your bucket, get all that good soap that's hanging out in the bottom. So I've got another video. We have to wait a month for this to cure before I can use it, but I will let it cure for a couple days and then I can cut it. And I have posted a video on my YouTube channel on how to cut the soap. So check that out if you are curious as to how I cut it and cure it. That doesn't look mixed in. I don't know what that little piece is. There's that one. And I get about 10 to 12 bars, depending on how big I want to make them out of these molds. Okay, so there's that. And then, I don't have my big towel here, but I'll show you what I do. I just take these guys off. Oh, there's stuff over here for that. I just grab one of my biggest cutting boards that I have. This isn't the towel I'm gonna use, but I'm gonna go get a big, thicker beach towel. But then I take that over and then I put a big towel like over all of it to keep it warm. I let it cure for probably a couple days, and then I will demold it. And I will take it, I'll demold it and take it out of these molds. I will chop it into the size that I want, just like that, the size. And then I will put them in, I have these fun little boxes, they're just long. I just put them in there with some parchment paper and I spread them out. I put a date on the box so that I know when I made it. And then I know when it will be cured by. And then I just sort of set it and leave it. So yeah, so the next step now, that I'm stepping in, maybe I will. The next step now is to let this be. Cover it up. Yeah, it's too hard now. That's okay. I was gonna see about doing a little design in the top because sometimes that's, while it's, you know, just starting to firm up, you can sometimes do little designs in the top. Just grab a spoon. I'm just trying to sort of make it even all the way on the sides. So it's in all the corners. Nothing too fancy. It's going in someone's shower. They don't care. So yeah, so there you go. All right, guys, thanks so much for making soap with me today and joining along on my journey. I hope you enjoy the process and I hope you make your own soap too one day. It's very rewarding, and you just, the fact that you're using something that you made and you know that there are no chemicals in it for your skin is just, it's the best thing ever for you. So I really encourage you and hope I've inspired you to make your own. It's pretty easy. I just whipped off 2 batches in about a half hour. I mean, maybe it took me, 5 to 10 minutes to measure out my ingredients, but in under an hour, you can have 4 batches of soap made if you've got the molds. There's lots of videos online on how to make your own molds if you don't have these guys, but the silicone molds, but they were made off Amazon. Or check out your local dollar store for silicone soap loaf molds or muffin molds. You could do it like, in individual like little muffins, so you've got circles. There's lots of possibilities. I happen to have these ones, and I think, they're just great for making the size that I want to sell. So that's what I use. But in the past, I have used silicone muffin trays to put my soap in. So then again, just put them on a on a cookie tray so that when you move them, they don't bend and stuff like that. So yeah, so if you found my movie, I guess it's a little movie. I'm starring in it. It's Ange. If you found this video helpful, I would appreciate a thumbs up and a like, and hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to see more, that would just mean the world to me. I would really appreciate that. So my next soaping adventures, we'll see what I make. I want to make some easier ones. I know that everyone doesn't have shea butter, so I'm going to see what I can find on the internet, and we can test those ones and experiment with some soaps that have other ingredients. So stay tuned for those when I get some time. All right, you guys, have a beautiful day, and all the best from Summerland, and we will chat with you soon. Bye.